Nonetheless, we do have Mr. Kalicharan with us, and hopefully we're going to join in with him in a short bit. He's already with us, and we're going to be touching on cricket, what he's up to these days, and of course the upcoming T20 tournaments, ODI tournaments, you name it, we're going to be touching on it. All right, just want to wait just for about 10 seconds again before we jump right into it. Don't forget, guys, you can share the live stream. Of course, you can post your questions for Mr. Kalicharan. He is a former West Indies under-19 player for what, 3 years, is it? 3 years?
2 years, 2 World Cups, yeah.
2 years. 2 years, 2 World Cups as well. I mean, that's you can probably call him an under-19 veteran in the realm of World Cup cricket. So certainly we're going to be chatting a lot about cricket and in terms of not just cricket alone, but life in general. So we have a fair amount of people on. So welcome to it, guys. This is Cricket Wicket Live. A bit late this evening, but nonetheless, we are certainly live and definitely strong, and we are around. Tonight we have Mr. Kirsten Kalicharan. He is with us and chatting about the game of cricket. Welcome to everybody as well. Who joined in over the last 3 weeks, and those of you who are joining in for the very first time, welcome aboard to the show Cricket Wicket Live. Feel free to drop your comment below. We're going to read it. If you have a question, an opinion, or something that you really want to find out from Mr. Kalicharan, this is certainly the place to do it. All right, Kalicharan, Mr. Kalicharan, I should say. Welcome to the show, my friend, and thank you for sparing some time with us. It is indeed an honor to have you on board tonight.
No problem, problem at all. I'm sorry for the little delay.
That's not a problem, my friend. That's not a problem. We're all about having things, in a fun way, and that's what we're about tonight. And we're gonna have fun tonight, guys. Just like you all know, it's a 30 minutes of non-stop entertainment, of course, information, and we're asking lots of questions, opinions, and having fun as well. Kirsten, before we continue, Cyber Batu Singh is already joining and saying top player. Cyber, I'm going to touch base with you, my friend, just now. If you have any questions, let us know in the chat box below. Any opinions, etc., please feel free to join in as well. What you up to today, my friend, these days, I should say? What you up to these days?
Mostly I start back training. I'm training to bigger Red Force team. And then been doing my own stuff at home, helping my dad in the garden. Keeping myself occupied. Instead of staying and doing nothing, I try to be as occupied as possible.
Only today I got a phone call when I posted my Facebook status that we're going to be having the live stream with you. I received a phone call that you actually supply greens to somebody. And that's quite interesting.
Yeah, my dad has a garden. That's our main product. We supply watercress.
Fantastic, man. Yeah. All right, training with the Red Force. Any challenges so far?
Mentally, with COVID, you can't do much at home, and worse yet, you can't go out in savannah, take a run, do anything at all. So it's been kind of frustrating at home to do as much as you can and stay fit and stay active. So it's a challenge mentally, but I try to get it done, and I know it's a challenge for most people out there too. So, I just try to get my stuff done at home.
Yeah, man. Touching base with the Red Force must have been probably one of your goals achieved. I wouldn't say a dream come true because you did achieve a lot in your lifetime from a young age of 15, 14 years, breaking records, scoring, quadruple centuries, I think it was. A quadruple, was it? Yeah, quadruple century. I remember that clearly. I was still in school that time. I'm hearing all the chatter about this young man from Vishnu Boys creating lots of craziness around the country. I mean, you really stood up to the task and you continue to shine, whichever team that you belong to. So definitely, I think Red Force would have been a stepping stone, right? Not necessarily a dream come true.
Of course. Everybody wants to play for their own country one day. I think it's a big step for me, knowing that, I had a couple bad years. And from training last year, hoping something pull through, mentally you're just thinking, are you training and nothing happening? So, actually getting a contract and performing, and it was good for me coming along to the end.
What is the main difference in terms of your training regime as compared to pre-COVID? I mean, we all know that the training regime would have been changed, it would have been different. But what are you doing differently? You just mentioned that you had some tough years in the past, tough seasons. What are you doing differently this time around to try to prevent that from happening yet again?
Doing more work by myself at home. I build up a little nets at home, so I try to do as much work as I can at home by myself, because there's only so much you could do when you go to train with a group or a team. There's only so much you could do personally. So like after training, I would stay back after and train or do something physical, or before just bad to do something that I need to work on my weaknesses basically. And physical wise, I think I've been doing well so far. I just mostly just working on my game itself, and I've been doing that on
Wonderful.
my own at home. Because there's so much it's only where I realize that when I go training, I don't bat for as long or bowl as long because the amount of people in groups, which is understandable. So I try to get as much work as I can done at home.
Correct, correct.
Yeah,
Some people are already commenting and wishing you all the very best. Kevin Benny, I can't wait to see this youth in national and West Indies colors. Well, he already represented the West Indies, so
yeah,
maybe the West Indies senior team in the very near future. Ronald Ramos, big player, definitely. Guys, feel free to keep those comments coming through, and we are most definitely going to be touching on it. Kirsten is with us, and we're having a good time this evening. And we just talking about life and not only cricket. Speaking of
yeah,
which, watercress. That's something quite
yeah, yeah,
interesting. That's something
yeah.
quite interesting indeed. So, is it something that you grew up doing?
Yeah, basically, I could say that. I grew up in the garden with my dad. Ever since I was 9, 10, I was always in the garden and I was more occupied than anything else because I like doing those kind of stuff. And I like
Yeah,
helping
man.
out and things. So whenever I have the time, I actually go to the garden and help my dad do as much as I can. But it's a lot of work, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Does the agriculture assist you in your type of training with all that bending and stooping and
Yeah,
squatting and all that sort of
of
thing?
course. Everybody asks me where I get the calves from. It's I'm sure it's from the garden because a lot of hills and a lot of mud and it's just a complete different environment because it's
Yeah,
not like
man.
normal garden work. It's a lot of mud and it's like rice, like you're planting rice. It's always
Okay,
water flowing
okay.
through, so it's a lot of mud and and I up hills and down hills, so it's interesting and I enjoy
Very,
it.
very
So
cool. Very cool. One day I should
yeah,
visit your area and check it out, man. I never
yeah, it
actually
is.
get the chance to see how watercress grows. Darren J. Mohammed, great show. All the best to you, to the youth of Kalicharan. Hard work and trusting in the Lord will take you a long way. Wonderful comments yet again from the viewers.
Yeah.
Thank you all, folks. Please feel free to keep them coming through. Let's talk a bit about the CPL. You have been involved with a certain CPL franchise for, was it 2 years?
That was in
One year,
2018 with Talawas, yeah.
2018, with the Talawas. Tell us a little bit about that experience. What did you gain from it? Playing up with all these world-class players in a world-class environment such as the Caribbean Premier League.
Well, that was very interesting for me because it just happened. Now coming up from under 19 and getting an opportunity to be part of a CPL team is just it's a lot for me in terms of now coming up from under 19. So it was something I was looking forward to. When I got the call, I was in school and I realized people start messaging on my phone. I was like, you get pick, whatever. So like, is this true? It's like something come true, a dream come true, and it was excitement throughout. And when I was in the camp, I was surrounded by most of the international players. So I got to learn a lot from them, from their game and how. And I actually came back to start doing those stuff when I came back home, and I put it into my game, and I must say it has helped. And they were open. They wasn't like they wasn't cocky or any kind of way. They was open to talking and sharing the information with me. So it also had helped me a lot in my game till this day, I must say.
Which one of the players, relate that sort of information to you the most, or lend their hand and share their experiences with you the most, and probably one of those players that you would have kept contact with up to this day?
David Miller. We have been up to like a couple 2 months ago. I messaged him concerning my game and asking him what a few stuff that I could do to improve my game. He have been a great person to me. He actually came back to Trinidad after the CPL tournament, and he came by me for a couple hours. He was by me just for a couple hours, chilling, waiting to go to the airport to leave. He's a great player and also a great person, I must say, and I always look up to him ever since. That is when I was in 2017, I was in South Africa with the West Indies U19 team. We were touring that time, and me and two other players from the U19 team went to the mall, and we saw Mr. Miller sitting with his brother. So we wasn't too sure if that was him. So we was like, when we actually knew it was him, we approached him and asked him for a picture. And since then, I met him in CPL again 2016. I met him first time. 2018, I actually played and was on the same team with him. So, and when I showed him the picture, he was like, yeah, yeah, I remember you. Like, after seconds, nobody was around him. I will never forget this moment. Nobody was around him. And when we approached him first, there's just a crowd surrounding him. And just, about 10 minutes after he just left because people just started surrounding him for pictures. I think
Wow.
he's one of the ones I looked up to ever since. And, actually being in a team with him has taught me a lot.
It's very interesting that you would have shared that moment with us because lots of people would have said maybe a Caribbean personality, especially as a Trinidadian. You may
Hmm.
have said maybe a Kyron Pollard, a Dwayne Bravo, Brian Lara, as the case may be. But
Yeah,
the humility of some of these guys, especially from the international teams, are really
yeah,
beyond me.
yeah.
Are really really beyond me. Some questions
It
coming
is,
in here.
yeah,
What are the steps he currently takes? So speaking about you, what are the steps
yeah.
you currently take to make the West Indies team? What are your goals or records you hope to break in the near future?
Well, to begin with, I want to start with where I am presently. I want to start performing. I get the opportunity to play for Trinidad 4-day team or the 50-over team and get a good start. And then move on from there in terms of in my game and improving my game all round. I want to also start back bowling because I've stopped for a couple of years. And that's where I really want to start presently. I don't want to think too much ahead, but obviously everybody have goals. But I don't want to think too much ahead and put myself ahead there and when presently I'm here right now. So I just try to train hard and work hard towards with my game and just hope for the best. And I obviously want to play for West Indies one day and get a contract with West Indies and be part of the red ball and white ball team one day in the future. But right now I just focusing on getting the opportunity to play with Trinidad and Tobago Red Force 4-day team and improve my game from there. And when I step on the big stage, be able to perform and dominate at that time.
Seeing some of your fellow teammates, Jaden Seals, Josh De Silva, playing in the West Indies, white clothes, white uniform, red ball cricket,
Yeah,
must have been an inspiration to you.
of course.
What
Yeah,
were some of the
yeah.
thoughts went through your mind when you saw them playing at that world stage?
Well, De Silva, I've been playing Queen's Park with him the last couple of years. I always said that he'll make it because of his approach to the game. I think his approach and his mindset is completely different compared to others. And the first year he played for Trinidad, I approached him. I was like, what he did differently. He was like he started batting more often than before. He said he used to just go through the flow with training and stuff, and after that he said he started to bat it 3 times a week, more than he used to before. And he said that has helped his game a lot. And see him actually being there in the world stage today. I'm very happy to see that in terms of we playing cricket for however long we play under 19 together. I know he being part of the West Indies team today, and I think yeah, he's contracted with West Indies right now. I think very happy to see them they perform and doing well at that stage, not only making the team, but doing well for themselves. Jay and Seals, same thing. Growing up playing with them and is an inspiration. I always tell him that he's a really good bowler in terms of for his age. He has he always remembered I always remember this bowler who played West Indies on 19. Ashmin that he had a serious pace and Jaden Teach reminded me of him. And actually have the pace and doing well. It's just very good to see at that age. Because not much people in the Caribbean have that pace and be able to control their bowling and do well for themselves. And I must say, two of them has inspired me to do the same, to train hard and work hard towards my game. And it is possible. That is what it basically says. It is possible to make it one day.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for the questions. This question is coming in from Philadelphia. Are you planning to stay in your family business after your cricket career?
Um, I don't think so. I trying to get married. That it's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot
it
of
could be.
work,
It is. It is. I know.
but I honestly would not stop going there because it actually is a lot of agriculture land and just relaxing. It's not only about the work. It's just nice to just be there and always remember where it came from. Growing up there is something that you can never forget. So it's obviously it's not something that I want to do in the future because it's hard work, real hard work. But it's not something I will forget.
Wonderful. Yes, I mean, I know the connection. I know the connection. I grew up in an agricultural household as well. My
Yeah.
uncles, everybody. So I know that connection with the land is always there. It's always going to be there. Another
Hmm.
question here from Shikhar Ramlal. Do you have a favorite position to bat in? Noticeably, you didn't get many chances in the top five in your first stint at the West Indies under 19. And given the absence of quality openers across the region, would you consider
Hmm.
becoming an opener or in evolving into one to push for the senior West Indies team in such a role? Hmm.
My Coach Rampart, he have since I started playing cricket with him since I was 5, 6. He's have been there throughout, and he always told me that he think I should open batting. He always say that I will be a good opener, but I never really it never really bothered me because I never liked pace as much as I do now, but and I never take the advice and started opening, but only recently I tried a couple of games in Fed matches and tried, and I say it wasn't that bad. It was actually good. So it's something that I want to be able to bat anywhere between 1 to 5, and if I get the opportunity, I want to be able to perform at that stage at anywhere 1 to 5. I just want to get the opportunity to do so, and make the best of it.
Wonderful, man. Shekhar, hope that answers your question. And guys, please keep them coming through. And of course, share the live video and continue to comment and ask the questions and share your opinions on what Mr. Kalicharan could possibly do in the future. We know the fans always have their opinions on what you
Yeah,
could and couldn't do. This
before
is
and
your
after.
chance.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, man. And this
yeah,
is your chance, guys. Share with us your thoughts on what you are thinking in your mind about Mr. Kalicharan right about now. Speaking of which, following what you said, you didn't like pace bowling as much.
hmm
Which, in your memory, who is the fastest bowler that you've ever faced?
hmm. I face a couple, a good bit. I would say when Azari Joseph played on 19, um, he was one of the fastest I faced at that age. It had another fast bowler, trying to remember his name. O'Shane Thomas. Those were when they were in their prime, opportunity playing for West Indies under 19. They actually they actually put me to bat three in a practice game in Grenada. Um, and the first over, the second ball, the guy got bowled long from O'Shane Thomas. I say I really have to go in here. New ball, white ball coming through. Good pace, good pitch, everything. And actually didn't I actually batted out and it was actually good. I know since then, since about 2 years before that, I actually started liking pace and training more towards batting pace. And I think two of them were the main fast bowlers at that time. That was in 2017, 18, and they have been really good at that stage. And since then, I was like, I could do this. It is possible. And I've been motivated to bat pace since then. And I try to remember a few fast bowlers. You see, Trinidad, the pitch is not that quick.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
when they go away, you face faster bowling than in Trinidad. So, but at that time, 2016, 17 is when I was now getting into the pace, and they were two of the fastest I faced at that time. They were both
Nice, man.
both bowling 90s.
Wow, that
Yeah.
must have been quite scary.
And that was my first
Any
World Cup too. First chance, 16, 17. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been an experience to
Yeah.
forget or to remember. It could have gone anyway.
Yeah. Actually.
um, Sachin Maraj is saying, "What kind of bowling are you most comfortable playing against?" He's suggesting, please say spin or swing bowling. I'm going to say
Um,
why he's saying that because we had many discussions on Facebook and I was scrolling through my phone today and we saw the
mhm.
West Indies struggle against spin bowling and
Spins.
swing
Yeah.
bowling. So I think a lot of people are looking for a batsman that could probably negate the spin and also bat against the swinging red or white ball. So I think that's probably where this question is stemming from.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. For the last in the couple of trial games that I played in February, I think February, I think pace I dominated the pace really well, and the spin it was good, not too bad. I just want to work on rotating the strike a little more, but the pace I think it was well and it was really good for me, and it was swinging but not as much. I gained Trinidad conditions and you don't get as much swing on that you'd expected. So I would say I honestly don't mind playing the spin or the pace or anything right now. I feel comfortable where I am. I just improve on my game, and then once I do that, I just want to be better. So I don't mind. Let's just say batting 1 to 5 anywhere. I don't have a preference, but anyone come, I'll be good at it. It's not that
It's it, it,
I just want
it's
to keep
simple.
improving. Yeah, I just want to
It's
keep
simple.
improving.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's simple, guys. It's
yeah,
simple. No prayers about it. See ball, hit ball. That's it. That's it.
yeah,
That's just about it. Faster you
yeah,
come, faster you go back to the boundary.
yeah.
Aliyah Hassan, such a humble and hardworking person. Very far way to go. Thank you very much, Aliyah, for that lovely comment dedicated to Mr. Kalicharan. Keegan Jordan, want to see you thrive in CPL and eventually IPL. Continue working hard. And any goals for the CPL?
Yeah, well, it all comes back to just getting the opportunity. And, once I get the opportunity, I just want to be able to perform and do well for myself. I try not to think too much ahead. I have goals, but not to think too much ahead. I just want to be able to get the opportunity. And once I get the opportunity, I just want to make the best of it.
Forgive me, I forgot the entire listing of the teams. Are you involved in the CPL this year?
No, no, not
No.
this year.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Hopefully next year things can look up. I think
yeah.
the COVID-19 really did not present a proper opportunity for
It
younger
didn't.
players
Yeah,
this year.
yeah.
People were looking forward to playing and representing their territories and eventually having that spot there. Those players who did not have the chance. But fingers crossed, things will return back to normal, to some
Hopefully.
sort of normalcy next year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
By the way, do you all have the opportunity to obtain your vaccination?
Well, we waiting, and the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board has been trying to organize it for us. So
Right.
it's just a waiting process now.
Okay, wonderful. Before we jump back into the comment section, are you a lover of curry chicken or stew chicken?
Yes, curry for sure.
Okay,
Curry
so I'll
for
tick
sure.
that box because of my
Yeah,
last
yeah.
four guests, all of them
Hmm.
said curry. Okay,
Yeah,
very
for sure,
interesting.
for sure.
Very, very
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, if not cricket, what would you have been doing, or what you think you may have been doing?
In general,
Yeah, in general. Let's say, other than cricket as a dedicated career or
yeah.
possible job, what Kirsten Kalicharan may have been targeting or pursuing?
Well, actually, I'm in UE right now, studying sports
Okay,
management.
right.
So that would have been my main focus right now.
Very, very
Yeah.
cool. And how far are you in that course?
I'm going into my second year now. I took the
Second year.
semester off this year, so I got kept back a little because of cricket. But otherwise, I would have been in my second year.
Very interesting. In your days at Vishnu Boys, you attended Hillview as well, right?
Yeah, Form 6.
Form 6. Which experience did you prefer, playing at Vishnu Boys or playing at Hillview? We're going back a little bit, jogging your memory.
Yeah.
And of course, the intercol and all the hype, all the,
Hmm.
the rhythm sections and Itasa drumming and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Is it something that you relished playing for one team or one school other than the other?
No, I wouldn't say that because, I started in Vision Boys and everybody, when I now write essay, everybody wanted me, prayers wanted me to come to prayers. Hillview wanted me to go Hillview. They wanted even, they wanted me to come down Naps and South too. But I passed with Vision Boys, and I must say it's built my career basically. And when I was in Form 1, I started playing under 19 at the under 19 level in school, and I played all levels at the when I was 14, 13, 14. So I get the exposure. I didn't have too much big stars in that team, so I was able to actually get the opportunity to play. And so bringing back the opening batsman, I actually started opening for Vishnu Boys at the under 19. My brother and we started opening because they didn't have any openers. So I said, okay, well, I go open, I'll try something. And actually, it didn't go too bad too. I opened a couple of games and I didn't do too bad. So I wouldn't say I don't want to say I prefer this school or that school, but the both school have treated me really well. And just being able to experience the winning intercalls, winning the 50 over tournaments, and it's a really great experience just being part of the team and my teammates. Just it was both teams, both schools were really good to me.
Wonderful, man. Jump back into the comment section. Ananta Raghuba, nice young man. Great things ahead for this youngster. Another question. Which country do you want to play in the most? Or do you have a preferred stadium and a bowler you will hate facing?
Um, Mitchell Johnson, that is yeah, I he is one for sure. One of the countries, well, I played in a good bit of countries thus far. Um, hmm. And I actually didn't do too bad in every country I played in. So I went to play in Australia a couple of games when I went to Australia. I traveled to Australia twice, and it was actually a good experience. I wouldn't say that I really like batting in South Africa. I really love the pitches there and the atmosphere, the weather, everything was just perfect at that time I was there. But I do have a preference right now. I just because I wouldn't say that I had a bad tournament, so it didn't go well for me. Everywhere that I went, I actually did too good. I did well and didn't do too bad. That I would say I don't want to go back, but it was actually good, not too bad so far. But I want to
We
play in
all,
India. That's one of the
yeah.
countries I didn't get to play in yet. Yeah,
Very cool. We all know, coming back to food again, we all know that home food is the best food ever.
of course,
You
of
know,
course.
but which is your favorite type of cuisine from which other part of the country, other than of the world rather, other than Trinidad and Tobago?
Um, hmm. um, I'm trying to figure this out. So I've been eating a lot of food all over the world. Um, I'd say pasta.
Pasta.
Different types of pasta. I
Yeah,
don't eat
yeah.
beef or pork, but chicken pasta is it's completely different anywhere you go. Um, that is actually one thing I like to try all over I go. It's
Very
interesting.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, for sure. One thing I like to try all over the place is pizza. So I could share
Yeah,
what you're
yeah.
trying as well.
hmm
The biggest pizza I had was in Boston. $2 for a slice. It's almost as big as the actual
Vegas,
box of the
yeah,
pizza. It's madness,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Ashton Govardhan, big one for the future and for West Indies cricket.
Hmm.
Rikash Budram, he's saying big up Hillview College. That's probably your teammate or
Yeah,
classmate.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Teammates,
All
yeah.
right. Very nice, man. Very nice. Let's chat a bit about the current West Indies team. We saw a victory today. Finally, they came back to their winning ways, winning
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
convincingly. But they've been struggling with the batting, even in the test
hmm
match format. Where
Yeah.
do you think the batsmen are going wrong?
I think patience. Patience is one of the biggest parts to play in all cricket, all formats. Especially Test cricket. I think that is one of the main things that we lack a lot. And I think if we have more patience into our batting, because we have the ability, we have some of the best players in the world. And it's just about patience and applying themselves and trying to bat as long as they could. And I think that will help them in the longer formats. And also if they have patience in T20 too. You know, you might think is the time gonna finish fast, but it actually have time to, you know, take a few balls or you take the strike ones or twos. You know, it still have those options in all formats of the game. But I think patience and the mental part of the game is just not there at all times. But we have some of the best players in the world.
Absolutely, absolutely indeed. Other than cricket, I know obviously you're a cricketer, so you enjoy looking and playing the game. But other than
Yeah.
cricket, what other sport that you enjoy being part of?
Um, I don't really watch much other sports, but I like playing football. I like
Okay,
playing football.
okay.
I used to play pool a lot.
Mm.
Um, yeah, that's about it really. And I like playing table tennis. Um, yeah, not much.
Table
Yeah,
tennis is actually quite good for a cricketer. It improves the hand-eye
yeah.
coordination.
hmm
That's something I learned from a young age. Unfortunately, I didn't
It is, yeah.
continue pursuing my career in cricket. Who knows how far I could have gotten? But anyways, that's another discussion. We should have
Yeah.
another day. Guys, we've been discussing so many things and having lots of fun with Kirsten this evening. I mean, I don't want to take up much more of his time. He's been out and he's been quite busy. I'm sure you're tired, guy. Thank you very much for your time today. It really was
Yeah.
a nice show, a short, sweet show. Ananta Raghuba is commenting, this is why I like to see you, Keegan Simmons and Jed Gooley batting because of the patience you all have. Indeed, I really enjoy I mentioned this to Jed when I had him on the show. I was at
hmm
work I told my supervisor I had to pick up something emergency for my pets at home. I went straight to the
Yeah.
Brian Lara Stadium to look at Jed complete that century.
Uh,
There was no emergency. But I mean, looking at that innings, it really
yeah.
showcased to me that these young generational cricketers really have what it takes if given the
Yeah.
opportunity. What's your opinion on that? Do you think that the opportunities are there? Enough opportunities? Are there enough opportunities for young cricketers like yourself to let your wings fly?
No, I don't think there's as much opportunities out there for because we have a lot of talented guys in Trinidad and Tobago. I think there's not much opportunity, and it's like you have to always be performing and doing well, but nobody get a really good opportunity, I must say. There's the ones in between, and because they do well, but I think there's a lot more talented guys in Trinidad that if they get the opportunity, they could be something in future because they have the talent, and it's just for them to keep working hard and performing. But all what I always say is everybody has their time. It's just to keep working hard, and things will happen once you put in your work.
What motivates you, my friend? What motivates you really? Because I mean, we've been having so much discussions, not only on this show, but in my peers, we've been having discussions about persons like yourself and other young men and women as well, not given the chance that they deserve to play the game.
Yeah, yeah.
How is that? I mean, is that a motivating factor for you, knowing that that opportunity will come, or is it something difficult that you have coping mentally, knowing that, hey, how come I didn't get that chance to be part of this team at this time? I'm at the peak of my career right now. I'm doing well. I'm training hard, doing everything that you guys asked
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
How come my opportunity did not arise? Is it something that runs through your mind very often?
Yeah, sure, it's not my mind alone. I'm sure it's run through a lot of people's mind. A lot of cricketers, I must say, because I'm surrounded by them a lot. So for me personally, I try not to let it affect me in any way mentally because I love playing cricket and I just want to perform and do well for myself and also eventually help the teams I play for. Um, but it's a bit challenging knowing that you're probably doing so well and you can't get the opportunity. But for example, the last couple of years, like before the last couple of years, like 2018, go right back, I've been doing really good. And just I had about 2 years, 2 bad years, not bad, not horrible, but bad years. Didn't do as I expected to do, and I didn't give up. I didn't let that affect me or keep me down or anything. I just tried to keep going. And as I said last in 2000, when the COVID situation started, we started training in July last year, and I think since July to now, I've been working the hardest. I said it's an opportunity for me to get to be able to train because not much people is getting that opportunity. So I make the best of it. I just taking advantage of it. And I never give up. I try no matter what. I always say everybody has their time and you just have to keep working. If you give up, you'll never know if you get an opportunity. So I just try to always keep my head up. And yeah, there's disappointments along the way. And everybody says if you don't have disappointments or you don't fail, you will never succeed and
Absolutely.
never give up. So I just try to never give up and always take the opportunity I get. If it's not my time, I keep working. I don't let that affect me or mentally. I just always try to put in your work and I always believe once you put in your work, you'll get the results.
I think that's a lovely way to end the show tonight. But before we do, we have one more question. Have
Sure.
you ever played in Pakistan? What was
Mm.
the security like and the fans?
I never played in Pakistan, but I played in Bangladesh.
Okay.
That was with the US in 2019, the year that we won. Um, the security was crazy. Crazy. It could Jed, I'm sure I don't know, the security was just crazy. It's like anywhere you go, there's security. You can't even come out your hotel. You can't even walk outside your hotel in Bangladesh. Before you go into the hotel, you have to be scanned and like you go into the airport, like
Was
before you
it
go on a
was
plane.
it was it that bad?
Yeah, it was horrible. Like the whole hotel, around the hotel was surrounded by guards every night. There actually a guard booth inside the
Wow.
securities. Every level of the hotel had security guards, and you couldn't walk out the hotel. You couldn't do anything. You had to stay in the hotel right through complete, like all the time.
So
I
you
didn't
were
come out
you
of
were
that hotel.
prepared for the lockdown for quite some time.
Yeah, from long time. Yeah, from long time. But
Wow.
it's something. It was a great experience, I must say.
Very interesting indeed. Last one, and the fast bowling, was it challenging or did you enjoy it? I think you did answer that question. You enjoy the fast
Yes,
bowling.
I enjoy it. Yeah.
Yep, indeed. All right, guys, thank you so much for being part of the show this evening. I want to thank Mr. Kirsten Kalicharan for sparing some time out of his schedule. I know he was a very busy person today, so thank you, sir. Thank you
Yeah.
very much, my friend, for being part of the show. Hopefully, we're going to chat a bit, some more in the future. I really did enjoy our conversations today, and certainly we wish you all the best on behalf of everybody on the live stream, everybody who will be looking at the live when we end, on behalf of everybody at Cricket Wicket Live as well. We thank you very much for being part of it, and we wish you all the very best, my friend. Hopefully, we're going to meet up soon. We're going to meet up
Yeah.
soon, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Virtual bonks. We're going to meet up soon.
And thanks very much for having me. It was
Yes,
a
brother.
pleasure.
Yes, man, indeed. That's what we're about. We're really hoping to touch base with all the younger cricketers and have them on the show and just talk about life. That's what we're talking about, just
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
All
So
right,
it all
guys.
comes back down to that.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah.
This is where we're going to end the show this evening, guys, and thank you very much for touching base with us. We thoroughly enjoyed all of your presence, and we definitely, look forward to more in the future. Who's going to be on next week, Thursday? You just have to wait and see. July 23rd, I'm seeing Ananta Raghubai suggesting there may be a 4-day game. Well, we look forward to that.
Yeah.
We really look forward to that, indeed. Guys, so yes, so stay tuned to the Cricket Wicket Live Facebook page, my profile as well, to see who's going to be on next week Friday, but I can assure you it's going to be just as interesting like this one. Every week we're going to be having somebody different talking about cricket, a very short bit, and then life, a very big bit. This has been the show Cricket Wicket Live with Mr. Kirsten Kalicharan down below. Yeah, man. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye-bye.
All right, man. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you all so much for being part of the live today. Indeed, it was a pleasure. Take care and stay tuned for more of Cricket Wicket Live as we touch base with all the cricketers from in the country, around the world as well. Trinidad and Tobago cricketers, and of course cricketers from the region. Thank you very much.